It cost me a little over $79,000 to start my Amazon FBA business. My first cost was package design with a professional designer for $3,800. My Secretary of State fee cost me $70, barcodes cost me $50, and my Amazon fee is $39.99. Then I had to find my manufacturer. Samples cost me $320 to ship, and my first production run was a little over $55,000. Another $4,900 on shipping, and I had a few other fees of $14,500 before I could start my business. I'm going to share with you step by step how I started my Amazon FBA business, as well as exactly what my product is. And at the end of the video, I'm going to share with you the top 3 mistakes I made. I went on Shark Tank with my product, Lil Advents, and since then, I've generated over $2.3 million in sales selling on Amazon. In this video, I'm pulling back the curtain on my journey. First, I'll share exactly how much it cost me to start, how much I've made selling on Amazon, and what happened after my Shark Tank appearance. But here's the thing, even though my business made $2.3 million in sales, this is just revenue and not profit. I will reveal all the hidden costs, the Amazon FBA fees, and most importantly, what I actually took home. If you're thinking about selling on Amazon, you won't want to miss this breakdown. The second thing I'm going to share is how I did it, because even though I did make a really big mistake that I will share later in this video, my Amazon business still made over $198,000 in sales in just my first year. And the most important part of this video is right at the end, because even though I ended up swimming with the sharks, I'm going to share with you a $200,000 mistake. And this is a mistake that most new Amazon sellers make. So if you're thinking about selling on Amazon or going on Shark Tank, stay to the end of this video to avoid making this mistake yourself. My name is Mindy, and growing up, I needed to be my own boss to create financial freedom. I've always had an entrepreneurial spirit, and I spent years flipping stuff on eBay. I had tons of side gigs. I even had some success selling on Amazon. But out of nowhere, Amazon started copying all my products and called it Amazon Basics. And they crushed my entire business, and I could not beat them on cost. I was facing bankruptcy almost overnight. I knew I had to act fast. Otherwise, I'd lose everything I spent years building. Suddenly, I found myself in a race to create, manufacture, and launch a unique product as quickly as possible. And that's when inspiration struck. My daughter Ruby was struggling with potty training, and I realized there wasn't a product out there that provided tangible, positive reinforcements for kids. And boom, Lil Advents was born, a completely unique product, which gives a prize to the child after they've used the potty once, then twice, then 3 times in a row. It's encouraging and it works, and nobody can copy it. But that's where the real work started, because this idea needed to happen fast. So when I pitched Lil Advents to my attorney, he introduced me to a toy mogul who immediately saw the potential in this product. This meant taking Lil Advents from just an idea to a fully designed, production-ready product in under a month. It was an intense, all-consuming race against the clock. And make sure to smash that like button, because this is exactly how I started my Amazon FBA business that ended up making over $2.3 million. It cost me $0 to do product research because I tried to find a similar product on Amazon and across the internet, but nothing came close. I do think if I was launching a brand new product today, I would use something like Helium 10. Helium 10 is a research tool that can help you find your product idea. But the key to making money on Amazon is to understand that Amazon is a search engine, and people go to Amazon to search for things that they want to buy. The search terms that people type into Amazon are called keywords, and Helium 10 can show you how popular specific keywords are. If you want to unlock all the premium features to help find your new product, there's a link in the description with the discount code for Helium 10. And when you use that code, you will get the biggest discount for Helium 10 anywhere. It then cost me about $3,800 to design my logo and packaging. The characters, the whole packaging was designed by myself. I did spend $34 on a monthly app for Illustrator, so I could spend a lot of time learning as fast as I could. To get your logo and packaging designed, you can use Fiverr, Upwork, or 1999 Designs. In fact, if you don't want to do all that work yourself, there's a company called FBA Creatives that will do all your photos, logo, and packaging for you, as well as your listing descriptions and keywords. And there's a link down in the description, and FBA creatives can even take care of your photos for you. But I actually spent $0 on the photos for my product because I did them all myself. I then spent $90 on an LLC, and I got this done with my accountant in Delaware. So an LLC will cost you around $200 from wyregisteredagent.net. And I recommend getting an LLC or a limited liability company for your business. Because if you ever get sued, an LLC means there's a separation between your business and your personal assets. You can also get a DBA for $99 from LegalZoom. DBA means doing business as, and it's the business name you use to operate under for tax purposes. It's great for marketing and branding, but it won't offer any legal protection if you get sued. Then I spent $275 to apply for a trademark, and I did it right on the USPTO website. Then I did have to spend $70 on a Secretary of State fee. And this fee was to help register my business legally. I had to go from concept to design to manufacturing in just 4 weeks. I had one shot and it was really stressful and intense, but I was determined. I was able to land a deal and it cost me about $55,000 to have my product manufactured. And that was almost for 13,000 units of my Little Advents products. But that's not all it cost me to get my products from China into Amazon's warehouse. I did have to spend $320 to get samples of my product here quickly before starting my first run. That was a lot of money, but it was my only option and I was not messing around. I actually took out a loan to float all these new business expenses. And taking out a loan was more expensive than I thought it would be. But if you're starting new, you don't need to rush out and get a loan. Luckily, the YouTube coach Travis has an in-depth tutorial that explains how to start your own Amazon FBA business for $0 by harnessing the power of crowdfunding and social media. And he goes in depth in his Amazon FBA course, The Passion Product Formula. There's a link below in the description. So far, I've spent $69,993, and that was before getting the actual product. That's a lot of money. There's 310 million Amazon customers worldwide and 230 million customers in the US alone. So I knew this was a massive opportunity that was too good to miss. Travis actually has a lot of good videos teaching Amazon FBA, including a free Amazon FBA course. There's a link for that in the description below. That's why I wanted to share my story here on this channel. But there are still some more costs that I had. And then I will get into my first month of sales. My next cost was $4,953 to get my product shipped. And I got it shipped from my manufacturer in China to my house. We did sea shipping because it was cheaper, but I needed to wait a little bit longer. Typically, shipping via air is faster, but it's much more expensive. But then I had a lot of unexpected fees. I had to spend $425 on my annual bond fee for importing goods from China. Then when it finally arrived in the US, I had to spend $3,345 for an intensive exam fee at customs. My container got flagged by customs because I was a new importer. So I also had to spend $528 to store the product at customs. This was a massive, unexpected expense, but finally it was released. Then I had to spend $2,000 to ship it from my house to Amazon FBA warehouse. Then it cost me $50 to get 3 UPC codes for my 3 Little Advents product SKUs. And UPC stands for Universal Product Code. It's the barcode at the back of any product that you scan at checkout. If you just need one UPC barcode, you can go to GS1 and buy just one barcode. I did also spend $8,000 on liability insurance. I talked to my toy mogul who connected me with my insurance company, and it cost me $39.99 to set up my Amazon seller account. Finally, after working tirelessly to get from concept to a fully manufactured product, and after all the unexpected delays at customs, I was ready to launch my own brand new, unique product on Amazon. And I'm going to share how much I made in my first year in just 1 minute. But so far, we've spent over $79,000 to start my business. I still felt a bit nervous. I had a loan for this business. It cost me a lot more than I thought it would. And on top of that, I had to rush through 4 weeks to get this done. But I had no choice. Without this business, I was on the verge of bankruptcy. It was now or never. Plus, I heard Travis say that there are over 230 million customers in the US alone, and 56% of them start their product search on Amazon. So I knew if anyone was searching for tools to help with potty training, they would find my Little Advent's products on Amazon. I made $198,000 in my first year selling on Amazon, but it's important that you know this was revenue and not profit. I sold over 7,900 units, and it cost me about $38,000 to produce. And there are a lot of fees that you need to pay when selling on Amazon. I paid over $29,000 for the Amazon 15% referral fee, which is what you pay just to sell on the Amazon platform. Then I paid over $48,000 to have Amazon FBA pick, pack, and ship your products for you, because FBA stands for Fulfilled by Amazon. But it's really worth it because it's so much easier than having to spend time and money packaging my products to have to go back and forth to the post office every day. Then I paid over $4,000 for PPC, which stands for paid per click. And I'll explain that in just a second. But for my first year of selling on Amazon, I actually ended up losing over $288,000. It felt amazing to make almost $200,000 my very first year on Amazon, but that massive loss in profit hurt. A lot of this money went to paying back the loan I needed to start the business, but I trusted the product. I knew it was going to make money, and I built a business that kept growing. The proof is in the pudding, but it spiked in year 2. I made over $408,000 in my second year of selling on Amazon. It cost me over $65,000 to make the units I sold that year. And over $61,000 went to my 15% Amazon referral fee. Plus, over $9,000 went to my Amazon FBA fee. I also spent over $12,000 on PPC. And in the second year of selling on Amazon, we made over $148,000 in net profit. It was incredible to see over double the revenue in year 2. And this is where Shark Tank changed my life. We applied in year 1 of selling, and they said we would be on in the next year. So once the show aired in year 2, we saw a massive spike in sales, especially the very night and the day after. Even if we didn't get a deal, we proved the product works, and we got a lot of great feedback. From there, we got loads of sales. But after that, it wound up being business as usual. Now, the ability to say I was on Shark Tank gives me street credit. Plus, when reruns air, I see a spike. So leading into year 3 on Amazon, I made over $745,000 in revenue. I spent a little over $197,000 in units sold. Around $112,000 went to the Amazon 15% referral fee, and $276,000 went to the Amazon FBA fee. I did spend over $27,000 on PPC. And so in the third year of selling on Amazon, we made over $85,000 in net profit. This was incredible to see such massive revenue. It's proof I did the right thing by gambling on myself. But the reason we only got $85,000 in profit with over $700,000 in revenue was because I started paying myself and taking a salary. And on top of that, we were adjusting the amount we were spending on PPC. PPC is paid per click, where you can pay to have your listing at the top of the search results. And you pay a small fee every time someone clicks on your listing. The YouTube Amazon seller Travis shares how much you can harness with Amazon PPC on his channel. But he's also got this amazing Amazon FBA course, the Passion Product Formula, which guides you through every single step. There's a link in the description so you can sign up now. On top of all that, I actually had another huge expense this year. I spent $10,000 on a licensing fee to be able to sell Little Advents with My Little Pony and Peppa Pig toy designs. I was hoping to bank on this, but this was a mistake, and I'll reveal the truth about it at the end of the video. So pay attention. And in year 4, we made less revenue than the year before. We made $651,000 in revenue. But after taking out all my expenses, we ended up making a little over $248,000 in net profit. Way more profit than the year before, but I had taken my foot off the gas for marketing the product. This year, I was dealing with some personal situations, so it was mainly my focus to maintain the business instead of focusing on growth. And going into 2024, I put all my attention back into Little Advents and growing it on Amazon, and it's been paying off. And so far, as of August 2024, we've already made over $388,000 in revenue. And after taking all my expenses, we've ended up making over $177,000 in net profit. And we're on our way of making more than what we made in year 4. It's great to see the results of marketing and spreading the word about Little Advents. So this helped a lot. It's been an incredible journey so far. And it's great to see the product I basically forced into creation and creating in only 4 weeks, really resonating with parents and helping make kids' lives easier. And so in just under 5 years, we have made a little over $2,392,000. But remember, revenue is not profit. After taking out all our expenses, advertising, and other fees, we're left with a little over $155,000 in net profit. I did not get a deal on Shark Tank, but I still believed in the product, and so did the customers. We have sold thousands of units of Little Advents and made over $2 million, but I could have earned so much more if I avoided these 3 mistakes. So pay attention. My first big mistake was quality control. This mistake cost me $5,000. I trusted the toy mogul that I work with to find me the perfect production partner. And he did, but there were some mistakes with the product over time that cost me a lot in sales. And that's because of customer reviews. This wasn't something that I could have controlled. I initially hired inspectors to examine my entire container. These defects resulted in negative reviews and ultimately hurt my sales. To address this, I now recommend and have started breaking larger orders into smaller batches and conducting more frequent quality checks. My second mistake was licensing. This mistake cost me $40,000. To use the Peppa Pig and My Little Pony characters, it cost me $10,000 on year 1. Then it cost me $15,000 a year for the next 2 years. I was banking on this being a moneymaker. Kids love these characters, and I thought it was a no-brainer. But as a bit of an ego boost, honestly, kids prefer my own unique characters and designs. It's something that I believed in, and it didn't work out how I imagined. That's just what happens in business sometimes. And my third mistake, the biggest mistake, was not creating a passion product in the first place. This mistake cost me $200,000. I was selling products on Amazon for years. Then Amazon Basics started selling similar products for half the price. And I was crushed. That crushed my entire business. And honestly, the way to real success, which I've seen with Little Advents, is to create an entirely unique product and something that you're passionate about. This is the only way to truly protect an idea and guarantee its success. So don't fall into the trap of private label, wholesale, or retail arbitrage. There's too much competition, and someone can steal your idea overnight because they are not unique. In 4 weeks, I built my own unique passive income business. And I know you can be a success if you do too. Honestly, Travis has an Amazon FBA program, the Passion Product Formula, that can change your life. It shows you exactly how to build your business the right way. And there's a link in the description to join. But if you aren't ready for that yet, Travis has a completely free 10-hour FBA course that you can get by clicking right here.